It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Well, folks, it's a $134 million corporation, and they service close to 11,000 students. I'm talking about the Hazleton Area School District. A lot to learn, and I'm very happy to have on the show today the two head men, Dr. Francis Antonelli, our superintendent, and Don Bayzick, the assistant to the superintendent. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
I know you guys are usually sleeping at this time, and I had to wake you guys to come up. No, I really appreciate coming down. It's a busy year, I know that, almost 11,000 students, and I know there's a lot of things happening in the district, Frank and Don, and so I thought maybe just to cover some areas, general areas that just to fill the public in, knowing we're on the right direction, we're excited about what's happening in the school district, as well as I can see you guys are, okay? And that's a good thing. Let's talk about the magnet school. First of all, for those people who don't understand what a magnet school is, number one, what is a magnet school? And number two, why has the Hazleton Area School District decided to have a magnet school?
A magnet school specializes in specific offerings. In this case, it's a STEM magnet. Science, technology, and engineering and math will be the focus of our magnet school. The Hazleton Area Academy of Sciences, Sam, which will be located in the Butler Township Corporate Center. It's a brand new building. We're very excited about it. We have effectuated partnerships with business and industry, with higher education, to bring real-world projects to our students where they can work collaboratively on applications solving real-world problems related to science, mathematics, engineering, and technology.
When was this first thought of? When did you begin to really think about this magnet school?
In the last several years, it became quite apparent that 21st century job opportunities abound in areas related to science and math. And in fact, we did survey our students and our parents. We are running a pilot program at the high school this year with freshmen and sophomores, and we have 170 students interested in this point from our freshman and sophomore classes. Eventually, it will be freshmen through seniors at the Hazleton Area Academy of Sciences. Approximately 500 students will be involved in the program.
Now, how are these schools going throughout the country?
They're going quite well. Much interest in the schools. Again, the schools are not necessarily for everyone. Someone contemplating a career in business or law, for instance, in the humanities, education, this would not be the offering for those particular students.
So we're expanding and we're moving into the 21st century.
Correct, we are.
All right. Now, I'm going to get to you in a second, Don. He's the big man, so I have to ask him. Because if I talk to you first, he starts getting upset. I don't want that. Revised math curriculum. What's happening in this school district with the revised math curriculum?
We are entering our second full year of a revised math curriculum. What we have essentially done is eliminated lower level math courses at the middle school level. We have raised the bar and the expectations for our students with regard to the math offerings, and this will enable all of our students, once they enter the high school, to access the upper level math courses that they need to compete, again, in the 21st century, and also to do well on state assessment tests.
When you're looking at these different revisions, how do you get together with the school teachers who are teaching that? How do you put your finger on the pulse, knowing what to do, when to do it?
Well, again, it involves a lot of research, study, planning, and collaborative efforts with our teaching staff.
Mm-hmm. Now, you have school-wide intervention. Let's explain what that is.
School-wide is a model we're moving to at the elementary level, where we will be able to bring our interventions, our reading and math interventions, to all of our students. Essentially, each reading and math teacher at the elementary level will be an interventionist, and again, the interventions will be available to all of our students rather than just a select few, as had been the case in the past.
Okay, so when you're monitoring the entire school district, I just said at the beginning of the show, close to 11,000 students, okay? And if the viewers if we had cameras in your school, you know, with the registrations that come in every day and the chaos that's there, I don't know how you control it. But however, my hat's off to the teachers, hats off to the aides. As I said prior to the show, I think we're blessed with the people we have, okay? As far as I'm concerned, and I know people say they're always overpaid, they ain't overpaid. Okay, to me, I think your teachers are underpaid. I think your aides are underpaid. And for what the district is getting from these people and the administrators, it's a bargain. And sometimes people just look at numbers, okay? And I'll address your salaries in a second, because when I announced you were coming on, you know, everyone said, oh, well, we'll put it in perspective, okay? I think, you know, I think sometimes you have to see what you're getting for return. However, we are a big school district. All right, and how do we rank in the state? I mean, as far as district
size?
Yeah.
There are approximately 500 districts in the state of Pennsylvania. We are the 17th largest district in the state.
So you're looking at 500 and some districts in the
Approximately 500.
Okay, in the state of Pennsylvania. We're the 17th. Okay,
17th
and growing all the time. Okay, so when you're growing, there's a lot of things that go along that. How do you, as a superintendent, Frank, have your finger on the pulse of what's happening with your schools and what's happening? You know, do you have daily meetings, weekly meetings? How do you have control of that?
Well, again, we do meet on a regular basis. We meet frequently, most times daily, if not several times a week. We are organized. You have to stay organized. We do research. We work well together and collaborate. We try and keep our pulse on what's happening. We're in the schools. We talk to teachers. We talk to students. It's a challenge. We enjoy children. We enjoy working with children, and that's why we're doing this.
You know, sometimes the best resources, at least I know when I was the chairman of the board of the college, the best resources are the teachers themselves and the aides themselves. They're there every day. They're going to tell you, particularly sometimes the aides will tell you more about what's going on, okay, and what you could do to help things, okay, as well as the teachers are concerned. I'm hoping you're utilizing them.
We are. We're blessed with a tremendous staff, both professional staff, teachers, and building level principals, and of course our aides, all of our support people, cafeteria workers, custodial staff, bus drivers. It takes a team effort. It really does, Sam. But we do go to those people. We value their input, and quite frankly, they make us look good because they are exceptional.
Yeah, but Frank, listen, don't think for one moment that it doesn't start from the top. I think with you two guys, there where you are, you've been here a lot. You're one of us, okay? You've come up from the ranks. You've seen it all, okay? And I think that's very important. And I think the attitude stems from the top. If you have a miserable superintendent or someone who has a different type of agenda, it just trickles down on everyone. So I think that you applaud the both of you for doing a fabulous job, seriously.
Thank you.
And I'm not here to patronize you guys. I'm just telling you. The tough questions are coming after the break, okay? And Don, I didn't forget about you.
That's fine.
I know your dad's home saying, when are you going to talk to my son? I'm going to talk to your son. Folks, you're watching the Sam Lesante Show. I have a lot more questions to ask, particularly on where is the school board here, folks, in relationship to the school and the operations, all right? And do we set an agenda? Do we set a mission? And then have the superintendent and the assistant to the superintendent do their jobs so we don't have interference? Hopefully they're doing the right thing. We'll be back right after this. Thanks for staying with us, folks. I'm Sam Lesante. My guest today is Superintendent of the School District, Dr. Francis Antonelli, and the Assistant to the Superintendent, Don Bayzick. Remember, folks, 24/7, all of our shows, our news is on 24/7, all of the Sam Lesante shows. In fact, every show we produce is on our website, 24/7, ssptv.com. My email, sam@ssptv.com. Be more than happy to listen to all the comments. So now remember, folks, Atomic and Mountain Spring Water is the official water of SSP TV, and also Samson Productions, Atomic and Spring Water. JoJo sells us on the Beltway, but for those of you who are watching us in Monterey City, in Tamaqua, etc., ask for Atomic and Mountain Spring Water. It's fabulous. It's the water Starbucks uses. And of course, yes, folks, I am still taking my Mona V every day. 2 shots of it every day. It's fantastic stuff. Dan Pasala, give him a call. You'll know what I'm talking about. You get all kind of energy. Francis, you should be on this stuff. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. You know.
If you recommend it,
I'm telling you, it's
I'm going to try it.
Try it. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about the school board. Okay, Any teacher, when they're having their class, they have a lesson plan, and any company has a mission statement, okay? And so does the school board say to you, the superintendent, and to you, Don, this is what we would like to see accomplished this year in the school district, okay? Whether it's curriculum, whether it's administration, whether it's maintenance or whatever, do they give you directives and then say, okay, fine, now this is what we'd like to see because they represent people who voted them, and do they let you run with that? Okay, I'm going to ask you first, Doctor.
Well, globally speaking, obviously the mission is for us to develop self-directed, lifelong learners and responsible, contributing members of society. More specifically, we have issues that we are currently addressing with overcrowded classrooms and buildings. We are embarking on a building expansion program. The Magnet School that I referenced is part of that, as is the purchase of the former Bishop Hafey building. That will now be our new Maple Manor Elementary Middle School to alleviate overcrowding conditions within our city schools. So again, there are specific charges. Improving our test scores, obviously, is a charge that has been given to us by the school board and one that we are embracing.
And do they let you run with that?
Yes, they do. They let us do our job as administrators.
Okay, because that's important, and I'm glad to hear that. And because I know, I think the board we have now collectively is a good board, and they're giving you direction, and it's important. And they do have an obligation to the public because the public voted them. Okay, Mr. Bayzick. First of all, how's Dad?
He's doing very well, thanks.
All right, please tell him I was asking about him. I miss him. He usually yells at me because I usually take 2 parking places, and he says, "What you park your car in the right way." He's always yelling at me. Does he ever yell at you guys?
Never.
I figured that. Let's talk about what you do. Okay, the assistant to the superintendent, Don. Okay, let's talk about security. What's happening in our schools?
We do have a couple of initiatives that are new this year. We have installed metal detectors in all of our campus, high school campus buildings. The Career Center, the high school, and the 9th grade building, along with the administration building. Every student and every visitor to the building, including teachers in the morning, will have to go through the metal detector before entering the building in the morning. The reason for it is simply the safety of our students. Research has shown that students will learn better when they feel safe and they feel comfortable in their environment. We're trying to make it as comfortable a setting as we can for them, and that's one of the things actually that there was a lot of cooperation between the school board and the administration in getting them purchased, getting them staffed, and making sure that they were in place for the start of this school year.
Now, this being in the high school.
High school, Career Center, and 9th grade.
Okay, so, and I know when we hear these things, particularly people who've been around for a long time, shake their head and say, could you imagine we have to now have metal detectors in our schools? It's just like this is a different world, and people sometimes, I know it's hard for me to accept, because you're thinking, well, my God, these kids are, always subject to some wacko or whatever. But looking at our school district, I've heard it last year, we were closed down, shut down a couple times last year, which is the precaution that you have to take, okay? I mean, it doesn't mean that there's someone running around shooting. But for security purposes, give me what's, someone's going to the high school, you have the metal detectors, who else you have in the schools?
We have, at the high school campus, we have a state police officer that is assigned as his full-time for his work week there. We also have 2 SROs, which are school resource officers that are part-time workers that work at the high school campus and can travel to our elementary middle schools if need be. We do have a security department in the school district of approximately 30 people now. There were just a few hired again last night to man the metal detectors to make sure that it's a seamless process when students are coming into the building in the morning and so on. Along with the employees, the staff that we have, we are new this year, we are self-containing the high school, Career Center, and 9th grade. In the past, students may have had their first and second period class at the high school. then travel to the Career Center for third and fourth period, maybe back to the high school for lunch. So there was a lot of movement back and forth. This year, that won't be the case. If their classes are in the Career Center, they will stay in the Career Center for the entire day. If indeed there's a class that students need, and may only need one of, and they are Career Center students, we'll have the teacher travel from the high school to the Career Center rather than having the kids travel from the Career Center to the high school. We have to give many compliments to the high school administration, the Career Center administration, Mr. Petrone, Mrs. Herman, Mrs. Salvatera, and the vice principals at those buildings, because they worked very hard this summer to get that process in place.
You know, Don, you went through the ranks. You went through the teaching and then principal, and now you're coming to the position right now. That's the good thing, is that the both of you have been through the ranks, okay? And so you know the different levels. How do you think? How do you view our educational system now? And be honest with me, okay? Even though your boss is sitting next to you, how do you view our educational system in the Hazleton Area School District?
Sam, I completed my 35th year with the district this past year. I think that the students in our school district get a top-notch education. Our teaching staff is very hardworking. Our administrative staff is top-notch. If a student wants to succeed, they certainly have every opportunity to succeed that can be offered in a school district. And you can see that in our graduates. We hear often about maybe the percentage that don't do as well, but maybe we don't do a good enough job of advertising the fact that we have our valedictorian of last year's class is going to be a student starting at Harvard this year. We've had students that have gone through Ivy League universities, not only because of academics, but also athletics. We're hearing now and certainly wishing Nate Eachus well as he's starting his professional football career. But Nate was a student who could have achieved just on his academic ability. So we do have top-notch students. We do have top-notch teachers. Both work very hard. And I've had nieces and nephews that have gone through that are doctors, studying to be doctors. I know Dr. Antonelli daughter has gone through our system. She's a doctor. For any student that wants to get a good education and work hard has the opportunity here in Hazleton.
And Sammy, I would encourage the viewers to go to our website, HASDK12.org. Right on the front page of the website, they can click on Distinguished Graduates.
Oh, fabulous.
And there is a PowerPoint presentation detailing our most recent graduates and their accomplishments, not only in high school, but also their rather impressive future endeavors.
You know, the thing that really that I'm impressed with, because a lot of teachers, I'll talk to them, a lot of aides will come to me and we'll talk. And here's what I hear about Bayzick and Antonelli. We could talk to them. We could talk to them. They listen to what we have to say. It doesn't mean that you're going to be able to resolve a complaint immediately, but the point is that, it's a communication where if there is something, they can talk to the both of you, because they have ideas. I even running my place here, I have an understand what the news department is, but I'm not there every day. So if they come and make a suggestion, I have to listen to them, or the production department or advertising department. But that's very important to note that they could come and talk to the both of you, okay, at the appropriate time, okay?
And if I could just add, if that feeling is ever lost by the staff,
Yeah.
then it's time for me to go.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's leadership. Not that you're the sage and you have all the answers and
Exactly.
so on, but that you can listen to people, work cooperatively to get to an end goal. And our end goal naturally is the education of our students.
And we learn from one another. As I said, we're blessed with a tremendous teaching and administrative staff, and working collaboratively, we learn new things every week.
I would only hope that and I know you have a lot, but I would only hope that the community sometimes look and give support to the teachers, support the aides, support the administration, support, what you're doing, okay? I know sometimes people look and they're always fixed on money, and that's important. I know it's important, but we have to see what are we getting for our money. With that being said, folks, I know some of you ask, about the salary increases. We come back. maybe you're going to learn something about what happened with those particular salary increases with Antonelli and Bayzick, and the fact that we may be saving a lot of money. Stay with us. As I said before, folks, it's a $134 million corporation servicing almost 11,000 students. My guest today is Superintendent Francis Antonelli and Assistant to the Superintendent Don Bayzick. Frank, before we start talking about different things so we could give the viewers an opportunity of knowing where the salaries are and what's happening with money, step-by-step program, what is that?
Step-by-step was an intervention for teaching basically phonics and phonemic awareness at kindergarten, first and second grade.
And so the program is doing well, I understand.
We weren't particularly pleased with the results of the program at the first grade level.
Okay. So what are you doing?
We have discontinued the relationship with the company offering the program. And quite honestly, Sam, the company was engaging a third party to contact districts and lobby districts for the purchase of the program and the continuation of the program. I was not particularly comfortable with that approach. In looking at the cost effectiveness versus program effectiveness, I felt that there is an opportunity for us to save approximately, as a school district, $234,000 this year. The company was looking for us to pay $234,000 for additional teacher training on this program. This program was brought into the district by a previous administration 4 years ago, and I felt that our teachers had received sufficient training on the program. We're not in need of additional training. And we were able to save $234,000 for the district by not renewing the contract for additional training.
Staying on that trend, saving money. Okay, recently we just heard you two received an increase in salaries. So when people look at the salaries, they say, well, here you are, you're trying to save, but now we're spending X amount of dollars for Antonelli and Bayzick. How do you react to that, Frank?
Well, we did not receive a raise. We changed positions. We were promoted into positions with additional duties and additional responsibilities, and we are being compensated for those new positions and additional duties and responsibilities assumed. So we really did not receive a raise. Previously, there were 6 central office administrators in this district. There are now currently 2, Mr. Bayzick and myself. We are doing the work of 6, and in the process, saving the district approximately $600,000.
I wanted that to come out. However, my personal opinion is if they had to replace you and place Don, we would be spending much more because of the size of the district and what you contribute, okay, as far as your position. Is we're getting you at a bargain, okay? We're getting the both of you at a bargain, and thank God you're natives and you've been here. So we just have the best of all worlds here. Don, anything to say that before, that you'd like the viewers to know before we close the show up?
Just that we've worked very hard to get ready for this school year. We plan on providing the best education, continuing to plan on the best education that we can for the students of the district. Anyone has questions or concerns, we can be contacted. First, naturally, would be to contact the building, but if they can't get to anyone there, they can contact us at the administration building.
Frank, anything in closing you'd like to say?
Well, we're anxiously awaiting the return of our students. We're going to have a spectacular year. If you have questions or concerns, please call Mr. Bayzick or myself at 459-3111.
Okay, appreciate that. And the website is, what's the website?
HASDK12.org.
Okay, I think that's quite interesting. I'd like to see a distinguished graduates. I hope my name is in there. You know, I graduated in 1987, I think it was, or 89, Don, you know.
I believe you made the Wall of Fame.
I made the Wall of Fame. Folks, I want to thank Dr. Antonelli and Professor Don Bayzick. I had to give him a title because we got a doctor and professor here. They're doing a great job. They need your support. I know nothing's always perfect, but folks, help those teachers out. Give the aides as much support, and the administrators. They're doing a fabulous job. Believe me, they are. They work hard for our students, and they're 99% of them are for their education and helping. I wouldn't want to be a teacher today, folks. Believe me, it's a tough job, but there's people doing them, and we should applaud them for doing that. We'll see you next time.